Hey there! It's me again, Dr. Housecat. And I just got done with Super Volcanoes Part 2. But before we watch that, let's quickly go through what we learned in the last episode. Discovered just 100 years ago that our planet even had a core. Total destruction, mass extinction, all caused by a supervolcano exploding over great breadth and length, not considering a sentiment. Mud and lava, ash and chaos covering a whole continent. Went over blue, what a massive wreck. Caused a population bottleneck. And that's just one of the 7 active, 6 more of these. What the heck? In Wyoming, it was always known that there was magma underneath the zone. NASA still had to intervene to find the caldera of Yellowstone. And now for part 2.
You see, when you first think of a volcano, you think about a typical conical hilly structure that has an opening at the top which ejects volcanic matter. True, that may be the case for most volcanoes, but not for supervolcanoes. Magma that comes out from beneath the Earth's surface is nothing but molten rock, and after it erupts and cools down, it solidifies again to form rock. Then the next eruption happens years later, and the process repeats itself. After this process happens a number of times, you get a volcano that looks like this. But this isn't the case with supervolcanoes. Firstly, the force of the eruption of a supervolcano is so tremendous that most of the magma ejects far off from the eruption site. Secondly, a supervolcano has such a large surface area for its caldera that it has magma spewing in all directions, thus making it impossible to form any particular structure on cooling. The remaining magma at the site then cools off into rock, sealing the caldera, thus making these types of volcanoes relatively difficult to locate in the era before we could take high altitude photographs. There are many ways you could die from a supervolcano. The ash ejected when sucked in by the turbines of jet engine solidifies, forming a certain type of ceramic. Magma is molten rock, remember, causing the plane to crash. Due to its tremendous force, areas up to a few hundred kilometers away would be bombarded with debris, taking lives and causing damage to property. The force exerted by a supervolcano the size of Yellowstone would be equivalent to 1,000 Hiroshima-sized atomic bombs, going off every second. You see, silica exists in rocks, and due to the high temperature of volcanic matter, small particles of glass are formed in the ash, which when inhaled damage the lungs and the respiratory tract, killing the individual in a matter of days. But why should people living on the other side of the world worry? Well, here's why. The wind from the eruption, along with ejected material, is enough to heat the sea so much that it's capable of initiating a tsunami that will travel across the ocean, wreaking havoc all the way on the landmass on the other side of it. The North American plains are known as the breadbasket of America and Canada, and nearly 50% of the world's cereals are grown here. A supervolcano the size of Yellowstone is believed to eject enough ash to be able to cover the entire continental United States, with ash as thick as 4 inches in height, thus making agriculture impossible until it's cleaned up, which could take years to do so. A normal volcano ejects gases like sulfur dioxide into the troposphere, but on cooling, this falls down as acid rain. A supervolcano, however, ejects these gases with such force that it leaves the troposphere and forms aerosols. Due to wind currents and huge amounts of ash, the ash is blown around the Earth, covering major portions of it. Aerosols are known to reduce the Earth's temperature by reflecting sunlight back into space, thus cooling the Earth by a few degrees, which may not seem like much, but this envelope around the Earth could take around a decade to disappear, thus sending the Earth into a small ice age known as a volcanic winter. The snow-covering land would make agriculture impossible across the globe. Vegetation would die in a few years. Killing off the herbivores would depend on them. Killing off the carnivores would depend on them. We humans, being at the top of the food pyramid too, would be affected, bringing our numbers down drastically. A disaster like a supervolcano is probably the biggest problem we humans should be concerned about as a species,